So let me apologize in advance if this seems like I'm repeating my last video. But I'm responding to a second video on Israel, and it's another die-hard Israel supporter, 100% behind anything Israel does. Okay, now I'm an Israel supporter. I've been there on numerous occasions. I've got several close friends who live in Israel, and I've talked about politics with them. I've gained a lot of insight into what's going on in that country. And having talked with those people and gaining the insight, I know that Israel is not perfect, and there are things they're doing wrong, and there are things that they need to correct. Okay, it's like any country. Once you find out more and more detail, it never becomes an issue of black or white, that Israel is right and Palestinians are wrong. There's some mutual blame, there's some mutual fault, but in this case, I think more attention has to be put on Israel, because Israel is in the position of power, and they are the ones who hold sway over the peace process there and what they're doing. Okay, now everyone involved in the peace process over there agrees, it's near unanimous consensus, that the way forward is the formation of an autonomous Palestinian state. The Palestinians want it because they want to run their own government. They want to elect their own leaders, and they want an autonomous state, and they want to be able to come and go freely, and they want to have their own country and not have Israel as occupiers. All right, that should be a no-brainer. Less obvious is that the Israelis want a separate Palestinian state, and that is because if they were to incorporate the occupied territories into Israel, the Palestinians there would outnumber the Israelis, and they could no longer remain a democracy and a Jewish state. They would have to choose between being a democracy or a Jewish state, because the Palestinians would be in the majority after that point. So they want the formation of a Palestinian state, because they don't want to have Palestinians as citizens, or not vast numbers of them that would alter the government. Okay, well, what's keeping the formation of a Palestinian state from going forward? In one phrase, it's the Jewish settlements. Now, the Jewish settlements are continuing. The right-wing government in Israel is unable to bring a stop to it. And the reason why is because they pander to their extreme right-wing constituents. And their constituents are the Zionists, the extremist Zionists, who believe that the Torah is a deed from God himself, telling them they've got ownership of all of Palestine, that they can occupy all of it, settle anywhere they want, bulldoze the Temple Mount and build a third temple there. Okay, that's what they want, and that's what they believe. And the right-wing government there is doing nothing to stop them. All right, so they continue with these Jewish settlements in violation of everything that's necessary to bring about peace to that region. All right, they don't care about peace. They've got a deed to Palestine, and they think it's theirs. The pain and suffering they bring on others, they don't care about. All right, so Israel needs to bring an end to the settlements in order for peace to be successful, for the formation of a Palestinian state. It's absolutely vital, right? But the right-wing government is unwilling to do that. So the conflict continues. Now, conflict can take many forms. Now, the Palestinians do not have the same resources as the Israelis. The Israelis are vastly more powerful. They can create military roadblocks. They can seal off Gaza completely and turn it into a virtual ghetto. All right, and if it weren't for the rest of the world watching, they probably would just wipe them out entirely. But the only way that Israel is going to be able to take all of Palestine, like the Zionists want, is to commit genocide on the Palestinians. All right, and they're not going to just go out and do it, because they know what our reaction would be to that, of course. they have to use more subterfuge. They've got to seal off Gaza and turn it into a ghetto, create these blockades, and maybe let some aid in and create the, shall we say, illusion that they actually care about what goes on in Gaza, right? So they're trying to manage the situation. They're pandering to their constituency, but they're trying to make a good outward appearance to the world, all right? Well, knowing what I know about Jewish settlements, I know that this whole thing with providing aid to Gaza during their blockade, it's all a front, that they're not solving the root problem. And the root problem is the Jewish settlements. Until they do that, I'm going to hold Israel under scrutiny for any action like this, all right? And I think they need to be scrutinized because they're getting away with it. If we listen to people like you who are 100% behind the Israelis, then they're getting away with it. They will occupy all the West Bank, and there will be no Palestinian state, that there'll be a virtual genocide, all right? That they'll seal them off and they'll just starve slowly, all right? So it's bringing about so much animosity from the Arab world and Muslims, all right? Now, I understand about Muslim extremism too, so don't get me wrong. I don't sympathize with that at all right? But certainly, it doesn't help that we're antagonizing them with the actions Israel is taking against the Palestinians, and the fact that we're unable to reach any kind of peace in that region because of the stubbornness of the right-wing extremist Zionist Israelis, right? So that's all I'm going to say for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.